It's a beautiful day to be alive and be an artist. My name is Matt with the Hat, and today we are going to move forward in unblocking your creativity. Now, today we're going to look at another essential tool from Julia Cameron's seminal work, The Artist's Way. Last time, we talked about the artist date, and fortunately this next week you're going to get to go on one of those artist dates with me. We're going to do some exercises that help you come up with ideas. But today, we're going to go over one of the most essential tools in healing your inner child artist. And this is called the morning page. Now, what are morning pages? Well, simply, they are morning pages that you write that are made to drain your brain of all the thoughts you have. So I call it brain drain time. And the way that Julia Cameron puts it is that you write 3 pages just with no stakes at all. You're not trying to be creative. You're not trying to be artistic. You're not trying to write anything brilliant. You're just trying to write. Just let go of anything that's on your mind. So, for example, this morning I was writing about how much I liked the coffee I was drinking. I definitely had a sentence or two where I said, I don't know what to write. I don't know what's going on here. I talked about frustrations that I have. I talked about anger. I talked about love. I talked about hope. I talked about things that were just coming out, things that I'm proud about, things that I wish I had done differently, conversations that I've had, different things like that. And so I just write that out in 3 pages. Now, why do you do the morning pages? Well, our logical brain is one of the things that keeps us in this loop of listening to those old thoughts, those what I called in the last video, the cop in the head, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to let those fears out on paper. We're going to let those thoughts out on paper. We're going to let whatever happened in our subconscious during our dreams out on paper. And this gives us the opportunity to create more. Now I'm going to go a little bit over how my morning pages differ from Julia Cameron's. Now, Julia Cameron's morning pages, and she calls it her form of meditation. Her morning pages are just 3 pages straight. Whatever comes out, comes out. And one of the important things, and I'll say this about my own as well, don't read them yet, okay? Because right now it's just about letting out whatever comes out that morning, and it's getting consistent with those morning pages. It's also very, very important when you go through those morning pages to make sure you do it every day, even on days you don't want to, especially on days you don't want to, and you're like, I'm too tired, I'm too upset, I'm too this, I'm too that. Take your time, write those morning pages out, and just do the thing. Just do the thing. So with Julia Cameron's style, Julia always just writes out 3 pages. Whatever happens, happens. I do the 3 pages, just like Julia Cameron, right? And then at the end of it, I add a few things. The first thing that I add on my own personal morning pages is proud. And I list 5 things that I'm proud of myself for. So, for example, this morning I wrote, I'm proud I made a YouTube video yesterday, right? I wrote, I'm proud that I went to work. I'm proud. I mean, it can be of anything. I'm proud that I cleaned the house. I'm proud that I did laundry. I'm proud of me for stepping outside of my comfort zone. I'm proud of me for painting. I'm proud of me for whatever it is that you're proud of. I like to write 5 of those things, and I like to feel, oh, I've accomplished something here. I've accomplished something in the last day, because I think a lot of times people who are in the arts feel, how would I put it? Feel like they're stuck. Yeah. And so one of the things that helps me break through that personally is that I'm proud section. I'm proud I wrote today. I'm proud I typed on my play today. I'm proud I moved forward on the show I'm directing. The next section, and it's another, I at least write 5 of these things, and it's my gratitude section. It's grateful, right? And I write 5 things that I'm grateful for every day. Almost always I write, I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I woke up this morning. I'm grateful my partner is okay. I'm grateful for my family. I also write, I'm grateful for the home that I live in. I'm grateful for a working vehicle when I have a working vehicle, and I do right now. I'm grateful. We recently had an accident where our car was totaled, and I'm grateful that I'm safe. I'm grateful no one was hurt. I'm grateful for insurance, right? It's writing those things down that we often take for granted. I'm grateful for an air conditioner. I'm grateful for heating. Whatever that is, it's important to retrain our mind to not just think of those things that aren't working in our life, but to start thinking about the things that are working in our life. To put us in a positive frame is so that we're able to deal with some of the more negative things that are definitely going to come our way, right? So the next thing that I do my proud section, I do my grateful section, and I added this section in during the Artist's Way, and that's called the I am section. Now, the I am section is affirmations, and we talked about affirmations in our first video, and it says, I am enough is one that I write a lot. I'm a prolific and talented director. I am a prolific and talented painter. The universe wants me to succeed. I am wonderful. People like me. I mean, it can be anything that hits those insecurities and it says, I am great. I am wonderful. I am talented. My work is meant for good. Those types of things. And those affirmations help build up a response to that cop in the head that we talked about last time. Julia Cameron calls that the critic, calls that the censor. It's a thing that says, I can't do this, you can't do this, right? And those affirmations say, you can, you're doing it. Bravo, great job. I am able to do this. I am able to accomplish it. I am able to attract investors if you're working on that, right? So that's my third section at the end of my artist pages. And then my last section on the end of my artist pages. Now, this is all after I've written 3 pages, is I write a section that's called intentions. Now, Matt here, I am not a checklist person. When I direct a show, I write this massive checklist, and then I never look at it again. And then at the end of the show, I one day stumble across that massive checklist I made, and I realize I've done all this, and I start to check off all these different things because there's so many different things when you're creating art, right? So intentions to me is not a checklist. And so if you decide to put intentions on your morning pages, be warned on this, that if you're a checklist person and you'll feel guilty for not accomplishing those checklists, don't do the intention section. For me, intentions are just that. They are intentions, something that I would like to accomplish. So some of my intentions are, I say journal. And that's the very first one that I write when I do my morning pages. I cross out journal because it says I've already accomplished something today that a lot of people don't do, that really helps me with my mental health, that really helps me as an artist achieve things. Then I'll write meditate, because meditation for me is something that helps me clear my mind of all of my negativity or whatever. It helps me to be in a positive frame of reference going into my day. Then I say simple things like take my epilepsy pills or something like that. One of my favorite things to write in my intentions is I say write for 5 minutes. And this is on creative work, right? So it's not about doing the journal / morning pages. I'm gonna spend just a little bit of time writing on my art. I also say paint a little. Even if I just paint one stroke, if I put a base layer on something that I'm painting that day, I do that. And when I accomplish those things, it just boosts my inner child artist that says, I did that. I did that. No one else did that. I did that today. One of the other things that I like to do is I write in there, go on an artist date to blank. Now, be fair warned, on your artist date, your little artist may have a different idea than where it started out. And so there's no rules on the artist date. Go with your bliss, right? I write those things down. I write to do things, do laundry, blah, 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 blah. And then the only thing that I'll look on the next day, I'll cross off what I did do before I write my morning pages the following day. But it just helps me to go to see that I'm moving forward in all of this. Now, you may be asking, why do the morning pages? Well, Julia Cameron says it's to get through. And it's getting through all of the BS. It's getting through all of the negativity. It's getting through all of the reasons and the things that hold you back, right? We are creative artists. We have these thoughts and these dreams and these wishes, and then that cop in the head, usually an old parent, maybe an old teacher, is saying, you can't because of this. You can't. And these negative things poured out on paper, it gives that voice a chance to express itself. And then it opens yourself to the creativity of the day, the possibilities of the day. Sometimes creativity happens really quickly. You'll start to notice things, and we're going to go on another video way later, and we're going to talk about how there's usually a breakthrough in the morning pages as you go. But just keep writing. Just write it out. You probably have a lot of things to write out, whether it's about politics, whether it's about what your partner or your spouse did. Oh, I'm so frustrated at my child. They're not doing their homework. Whatever that is, put that out on paper and just brain drain it. Don't read it and leave it for the day. Some other tips that I have on morning pages is make sure that it's a special and safe place, right? So my partner loves to write in spiral notebooks. Well, for me, journaling has always been about a special time between me and myself and my thoughts. So I always buy specialized journals. I get them off of Amazon. I get them really cheaply. And like right now I got 3 and they're these bold colors. The one I'm using right now is orange. I'll show you a picture of that. And what I do is it creates this thing that it's like, this is mine and this is my time. And so I encourage you, what is it that you want to write on that you can say, this is a gift to me? Almost like an artist state, saying, this is a gift to me by doing these things, right? And so I want you to take some time and find, what do you want to write on? What type of pens do you like to use, right? I don't like ballpoint pens. And so I get a certain type of pen that I write those morning pages on, and I brain drain and I let those things out. I want to thank you personally for checking this out. I know there's so much stuff on YouTube. I want to thank you for having the courage to look at your creativity and say, I want to create. I want to use the things within me to be a painter. I want to use the things within me to be an actor. I want to use the things within me to be a director, a singer, a dancer, a sculptor, whatever that is. I want to thank you, because doing these exercises and healing that wounded creative within is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Thank you so much for your time. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you soon.